Now, if anyone's worried about the ATGMs being too slow, because they're 550 meters per second, that translates into about 1,980 kilometers an hour. So it will catch up with anything that's doing anything. I mean, if you think about it, how many times is a MiG-21 going 2,000 kilometers an hour at on the deck or up high around a battlefield? They're constantly turning around and bleeding speed in that turn, so they're never really making that speed to the point where they're going to outrun your missile.
Yeah, you're going to have them pretty well nailed.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty. It'll be interesting. I mean, first off, 20 degrees elevation though is not that much. So it will be interesting whether it can lock onto a target that's straight above it, fire an ATGM and have it basically guide upwards, or whether it has to basically have the target within the elevation angle of the launcher. Because if it does, it means that yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be dangerous to aircraft, but only low-flying aircraft.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, looks like, does Russia get anything naval this time? The PR-56 Spokojnia.
Yes.
4.7 BR.
2 turrets with quad. What's it called?
Seems a little underpowered for, well, I mean, they're 130 millimeter turrets. It seems a little underpowered for 4.7.
Yeah, it's quite fast, but like you said, 130 millimeter turrets at 4.7 battle rating. With 203 mil, you do get a fuse shell. Which is, so you're going to be able to use those. Again, also looking at the AA defense is quite weak, only 4 quad 45, so you've got 16, sorry, bad maths there, 16 45 mil cannons as AA. Your main caliber shell is not bad, but again at 4.7, I can think of a couple of 3.7 shells, 3.7 ships that have shells that compare to yours. Looking at the AA guns, you have 1 front, 1 aft, and 1 on either side. So at any point you can have 3 maximum tracking an enemy aircraft. Potentially.
Potentially.
You see,
Yeah.
more opportunities for destroyers to get in and use their torpedoes, because that's got 10 533 mil torpedoes. Those things hurt.
Oh yeah.
But you don't. I mean, they've got an 8-kilometer distance, so you can hit something that's under 8,000 meters away. But the chances of you hitting something that's 8,000 meters away is pure luck.
Oh yeah.
You just fire off a spread. So
That's the whole purpose of having 10 torpedoes.
yeah, not exactly interesting me there.
Right.
Then again, we do have a weird. I just noticed the squadron vehicle for the first time for the Russians is their frigate that gets 5 400 mil torpedoes and 2 76 mil artillery systems, twin artillery systems, sorry, which I believe fire fuse shells and HE shells only, and that's it. So.
All right, sounds like a good summary there.
Yeah.
All right, so that takes us to the United Kingdom.
God save the Queen. So, we'll start off with air because I want to mainly see if they've actually kind of sort the lightning out properly. afterburner thrust 7,000 kilogram force. I think that's slightly higher than what it is on current servers. I think it's like 6,800 kilogram force on the afterburner thrust. So it seems like they might have made it a little bit faster, but.
Hello, Heavy Trooper. Welcome to the stream. All right, the scimitar.
Okay.
The.
One thing I have just noticed. Sorry to interrupt. One thing I have just noticed. The air-to-air missiles. I've just remembered reading this, and I've just noticed they've actually changed the speed they go from meters to second to Mach number. So, for example, the red top missiles on the Lightning go Mach 2.5. So if you can fly faster than 2.5, you can outrun them.
Oh, that is interesting. Gotcha. Which also means that the speed is determined by basically altitude and air pressure.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so the SRAMs can go 2.4, Mach 2.4, so. Right, so let's look at the scimitar then. To be honest, I'm not actually looking forward to this, if I'm honest. I mean, it's not exactly one of our best aircraft. I'll put it that way.
Oh, come on. You're telling me this beautiful bird here that looks like it's got about 600,000 extra pounds on it isn't the top-notch piece of British engineering?
No. That was
okay.
What Gaijin did to that. All I'm gonna say is, once me and Armin found out they were bringing out Triplex and the Uncle Tom and the Red Angel rockets, we thought that we'd get the Buccaneer, because the Red Angel was slated for the Buccaneer. It was supposed to be the rocket the Buccaneers used as anti-ship rockets, but the Royal Navy brought out a policy saying that any aircraft attacking enemy naval vessels should only close to a minimum distance of 10,000 feet, 10,000 yards, no closer.
It's a change in doctrine, basically.
Pretty much, which meant that those rockets that were being developed, the Red Angels never got used, because they never got issued to the Buccaneer, because at that point we just switched to guided missiles, long-range guided missiles, because
of course
we weren't allowed to go closer. So the Red Angel missiles was only tested on the Wyvern. But because of the fact that Red Angel missiles is linked directly to the Buccaneer, me and Armin were thinking, yes, we're going to get the Buccaneer, finally, we're going to go good jet for ground pounding, come on, Buccaneer, come on, bring it. They give us the scimitar, which is... But yeah.
You know, just take what you can get every once in a while.
It'd be nice if they gave us something good that they didn't nerf. Anyways. So, looking at this, you do get to carry 4 Sidewinder missiles, AIM-9Bs to be exact, but you can carry the Bullpups, the AGM-12Bs. You can carry 4 of them, which are quite nice. It's 260 kilograms with 63.5 kilograms of explosive mass, and they are class guided. So basically, it's fire, and then they will use your keys to
yeah, standard AGM-12s. Yeah.
But the thing that a lot of people do with those is they don't bother to control them. I mean,
they use them as dumbfire missiles. Yeah.
I was going to say, some of the skilled pilots will control them, and they will basically use them and guide them towards AA whilst being fanciful and flying with their joystick. But for those people who don't fly with joysticks that often, they tend to just use them as dumbfire, fire and forget missiles. But because they are guided, it means that they fly straight unless you tell them not to. So you essentially point your nose at a target, fire away, done.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's how I tend to use them.
Yeah, unless the target moves, it's not going to do anything. Now, another thing is they've changed the controls for the AGM-12 Bullpups. The AGM-12 Bullpups will now fire with your believe. Actually, no. Hang on. I need to check that.
Yeah, they read something. Yeah, they basically made it so they would fire with your air-to-ground missile.
It's either the AGM-12s or it's the Nords, and I can't remember which one it was specifically. I'm just scanning the list now.
It's a female one. No, it's not female. He's just.
Can't find it now.
Nope, it's better.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. But I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in the list.
Anyway, we get the idea. Any other comments on the scimitar? Do the numbers look about right to your eye?
Found it. So, okay, so it's for the F-100D only. Okay, so this is changed for the F-100D. The AGM-12B Bullpup launch button has been reassigned to the air-to-surface missile button for specific presets. That's what they've changed with it. Anyways.
Gotcha.
So, now, depending on the acceleration, because this does not have afterburners, so depending on how good they've made that acceleration in game, depends on whether it could be a good zoomer or whether it's going to be bad for air-to-air combat, because it doesn't have a good turn time. It's got a good climb rate, but again, turn time is and at 9.3, if you do get up-tiered, bye-bye all advantage, because you're going to be facing YSs which have afterburners. You're going to be facing the 10-0 Hunter Mark 6, the Mark 6 I think it is, F6, or is it the F7? F6 I think it is. And then obviously you got your supersonic jets which need no introduction.
Right. Okay, let's move over to British Ground Tree.
Here we go. So, for some reason, Gaijin, in their infinite useless wisdom, has decided to bring out another Challenger 2.
Oh, you're way too high in the list. Start at BR 1.3.
So we get the Stuart 1 and the Stuart 3. Now, if anyone's wondering what these are, they are literally just the American M3A1 Stuarts.
Yep, that's exactly what they are.
They're not even the M5, they're the M3.
They look really, really ugly. All right.
Job done. Moving on to freaking the pointless tank. Well, I mean, those two are pointless as well. Where's our ferret? Where's our...
So tell me, does Britain have as many Challenger 2s as America has Abrams?
Simple answer, no. So the difference between our Challenger 2s and your Abrams is you've actually redesigned the Abrams several times to the part where it could be called a new, almost a new tank. It's like a new variant of tank. It's like basically a what's not the predecessor, what's the other word? Predecessor comes before, the other one comes after.
Yeah, Heavy Trooper, that's exactly what they did. Yay, we added more tanks.
Come on, Dad, help me out here.
What? I mean, I understand that there's a bunch of differences. What I'm laughing about is the fact we have the...
Predecessor. What's the other one? The opposite of predecessor.
Oh, successor.
Successor, there you go. Basically, it's like a successor tank. So, yeah, M1A2 is the successor of the M1A1 and stuff like that. It's basically a different tank, same form, same shape, and everything like that, but essentially new components and everything. The Challenger 2 has literally just mainly gone through armor upgrades. There's a couple of new things inside, like new aiming and targeting systems.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But essentially, it's mainly just the armor that's the add-on armor packages that's changed. So technically, you don't even need a new tank for this. They could just put different armor packages at different ranks in the modules for the Challenger 2, because it's already at 10-3, and then call it a day. So rank 2, you get the first one. Rank 3, you get the second one, and rank 4, you get the final iteration, which is what we've got on the Challenger 2F now.
Yeah, but you have to remember that if you have them as separate tanks, at least you have a lineup you can use, as opposed to not having a lineup of effective tanks. Now, I'm not so jumping up and down on additional. To be honest, I've put Abrams in my 3 tank lineups that I have, but it's like I would rather have a medium tank, a light tank, maybe a tank destroyer, and an AA gun, rather than have Abrams, and a tank and an AA gun.
Now, one thing I do find interesting is that there's a notable weak spot on the front of the hull, which is the driver's, essentially where the driver's viewport is. But the thing about the driver is he's not actually sat at that viewport, he's sat reclined below it. So a shell can slip through there, just on the left side of the turret ring, and take out the tank. But ultimately you're going to be hitting the breach there.
Oh, I see where you're looking at.
Yeah.
The optics are really above the driver's head.
Yeah, so all you got to do to protect that spot is lower your barrel. Lower your barrel and it will block most of that position. Now, at 500 meter range off the turret cheeks, you can't go through with the T-80U's best Sabo shell.
Right.
On the hull, lower glacis you can go through. The lower part of the upper glacis you can go through as well. However, the further up the hull you get, it becomes more and more impossible to pen. Turret ring is another weak spot for this tank. And unfortunately, like all our Centurions and our Churchills in the good old days, where you couldn't see their turret ring, this one you can see the turret ring. There's a gap. Nice.
Yeah, I see it.
Big enough gap for a dart to basically ricochet its way through.
Is that realistic? Is that what it really looks like? And
yeah, unfortunately, the turret got lifted up a bit.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, because it really ticks me off how big the turret ring is on some of the American tanks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I say the turret got lifted up a bit. It's actually the armor got lifted up a bit on the makeover with the new armor package. Now, there's a lot of mesh stuff on the ass. And you've got composite armor on the sides, like you do with the Challenger Mark II. But
So it's got some pretty decent heat protection, and
it's got decent heat protection, but those grids, those the mesh on the back of the tank isn't really going to do much, because there's gaps on the back where you can shoot through, but there's also the case of it's mesh. A solid
Right.
or an ATGM isn't going to be stopped by it. Heat FS,
yeah.
maybe. That's still open to subjection, because again, the problem with tanks at 10-3, they've got good frontal armor, but the side armor and the rear armor is really weak. So, I mean, whole side armor on a Challenger is 45 mil. So it's like heat FS, even if it does detonate, might it still go through the side armor after it's detonated on that mesh? Don't know.
Well, according to the protection analysis, pretty much it does not stop the heat FS.
Yeah. Now there is one thing back in air which I've just remembered, and that is the Mozzie gets the Uncle Tom missiles.
Oh yeah, the Mosquito.
Yep. Now looking at them, the Uncle Toms are 478 kilograms of mass with 11.97 kilograms of explosive mass. Armor pen is 86, so already you're looking better than the RP3s. Now I'm just going to go for a quick test flight with them. Stick Uncle Tom's on. And we shall give it a go. Ooh, these are big.
Immediately started hissing the second she smelled.
Let's put it this way, they are basically Tiny Tims with a lot more point on the nose of them instead of the nice circular cone on the end. It's literally like a pencil. It literally
Oh,
looks like
yep.
a pencil.
I quickly popped some golden eagles on that and picked up those rockets. Thankfully, it's test server or dev server, so it's not real golden eagles.
No.
Let's see if I can get this thing in the air with. Oh, gee, there's 4 of the things.
Yep. Now the question is, are they going to fire 2 at a time? 1 at a time? Which one's going to fire first? Now, another interesting thing is I'm going to try these against the ship. I'm not going for a tank because we know for a fact that if an RP3 can kill with a one shot and a direct hit on a tank, these are definitely going to kill a tank. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they're like the old RP3s as well, where they, if you blew them up right next to a tank truck, whether they'd still kill a tank or not. I mean, it's a lot of explosive. But their main use was for destroying ships. So we shall
Right.
destroy the ship.
Wonder how much the drop is.
It's ignited straight off the ring. I don't think it dropped like the what's called Let's Fire. Oh, it does drop a bit, but it's got a pretty good trajectory.
Yeah, the trajectory's decent, but the post-spin effects. I didn't get a direct hit, but next to it, no good on a tank.
Right, well, I'm going to turn around and fire. So it does drop 1 at a time, starting with the left wing, which I do enjoy the fact that it's 1 at a time instead of. I haven't flown my Mozzie in so long. It's a shame what they've done to it. Right, so I can confirm that these do not do what they were supposed to do, which is pen below the waterline. They explode on impact with the water.
They're not supposed to do that.
Historically, it was kind of like a side purpose of them. Basically what happened, the whole point of the development of the Uncle Tom and the Red Angel and the Triplex was that when they fired rockets into water, they found that instead of just sinking straight to the bottom and carrying on a downwards trajectory, they instead angled upwards.
Oh yeah, I'm real good with these rockets.
Sort of flat trajectory until the motor burnt out underwater. So effectively it became like similar to a torpedo.
Kind of a smaller torpedo.
Just a lot shorter range. And that kind of sparked the whole idea of anti-ship rocket being able to pen below the waterline. It increased the target hitbox to twice the height of the ship that you were targeting in the water.
If you could see my screen right now, you would see impacts all around this stupid Panzer III. And it's still alive, and I've not hit it directly.
Let's see if I can hit it.
Left, right, center, just beyond, just before.
Right, so we need to hit on the four. Ooh, I tell you one thing, there is a bit of weight on the right wing once you fire that left one off.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice feature that they've added in.
Gives it some more realistic feel to it. I mean, honestly, there should be. Hey, I can hit a tank with 20mm cannons.
Yeah, I don't think that's as difficult. Alright, let's get nice and close. And one away. Alright, that one went over a bit. The problem is just trying to... this is a problem I've got with the Tiny Tims as well. It's not... I mean, these fly better than the Tiny Tims. But it's more of the case of the drop. The drop kind of doesn't help when you're aiming.
All right, I am now convinced I do not like them.
Got a direct hit.
Did it kill it?
Yep. Hit it
Okay.
on the very front left of the track and it just obliterated it. And it was from a side as well, so it wasn't the case of it went straight, like, it
wasn't like right underneath it or something like that.
It wasn't right underneath it and it wasn't directly on the side armor, it was at the very, very front left corner of the tank. Basically, if you had to put a shell there, it would have done minimal damage.
I've just taken a War Thunder screenshot. I'll have to show you later what my screen looks like with all the impacts literally everywhere around this stupid tank.
So, ultimately, they're going to be difficult, but they're going to be, and they're not going to be as effective as the Tiny Tims where it's just landing next to it, which I'm a bit disappointed about. But then again, I think the Tiny Tims do have more explosives, and these are more anti-ship missiles.
Die! Sorry, I crashed my plane into it.
They're designed more to pen and then detonate rather than detonate and fragment through the armor. So.
Okay, so we've taken a look at that. We've taken a look at the scimitar. What else we got for Brits?
I think the triplex should be easier to actually fire.
They did not put the new Challenger 2 on the dev patch notes. Those dinglings. Let's see, no new naval for Brits.
No, they didn't.
Japan Air.
Which aircraft again? The triplex rockets.
I don't know offhand.
Because I'd be interested in trying those out at some point as well. Oh, actually, there is a. Hang on, I know where to find the list. Right, so the triplex is only being given to the Sea Fury. So, where's my Sea Fury modifications? Get the triplex. I'm just going to give the triplex a quick flight. Because you know I love my British.
Of course you do.
Look, I'm staying up. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. Okay, I'm not done yet. So you can only carry 12 of the triplex rockets compared to 16 of the RP3s.
You're looking at the Sea Fury?
Yes.
I'm looking at the Sea Fury, and I have the triplex as 4 triplex, and you can carry 12 of the RP3s.
Right. Well, I'm looking under my wing, and I've got. Hang on. Has it not loaded the right ordnance?
And take a look because there's multiple motors on the back of that thing.
Hang on. Let's check, see if I did put the right ones on. I might have just left it with the RP3s on, I don't know. Where's my Sea Fury test flight? Yeah, I had the RP3s on. Okay, 4 triplex.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Japan. You can let me know what the triplex does for you.
Okay, well, they just look like darts. They literally look like a sabot shell underneath your wing. Just without as many fins.
Japan is not getting a twin-engine heavy fighter this time. They're getting a B6N2 Model 12 dive bomber. And it's just a BR 2.0 aircraft, nothing special.
Yeah, but the low ones are the fun ones.
That's true. And it does carry an 800 kilogram at BR 2.0.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's dirty.
That's really dirty. Okay, and ground vehicles, Japan gets the Type 93. Check out the Type 93.
Yep, I will do in a minute. I'm just getting to the target vehicle. Now, I'm hoping, because this is literally, it's essentially an RP3 with 3 rockets on. The warhead has not changed. As far as I know, I don't think the warhead size increase. I'll have to double check at the end of this test flight, but I'm hoping it flies practically straight. Or at least better than what the RP3s fly. And the RP3s fly pretty good. So, whoa, okay, they fly practically straight, and they fire one at a time, which is good. So, let's see how hard it is to actually hit this Panzer III. Right, okay, that was easy. First notch. If that. Yeah, you literally put it, do you know, on the rocket crosshair? You literally put it the first notch, you don't go down to the second or the third, it's just first notch and done. And against thinly armoured vehicles, they will kill with a close miss. Oh, actually not even a close miss, a decent miss. They're actually better than the Uncle Toms.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it, because I was not liking those Uncle Toms at all.
Well, the reason why they're better than the Uncle Toms is purely because the triplex is just an RP3. It's a triplex RP. If you actually look at the explosive mass, it's got twice the explosive mass of an RP3, only 6 mil more pen, but it's 70 kilograms heavier because of the rocket boosters. Now, funnily enough, I don't think these specs are actually what is the stat card is right for it, because it's telling me that it has a maximum speed of 245 meters per second, and the RP3s have a maximum speed of 350 meters per second. But I know for a fact, and you know, the RP3s you've got to aim with the second notch down. I'm telling you now, I was aiming with the first notch down on those triplex. So I think that stat card's slightly wrong on that. Okay, Japan, so let's look at the air first. So I want to take a look at this B6N2. So we've got two turret oh, we've got we've got a belly turret on this. Have you seen the B6 with the belly turret?
Oh yeah, it's got the belly turret. By the way, if you take it off, the aft wheel doesn't actually stow properly. That's got to be a bug.
Probably. Does have an 800 kilogram bomb. It's not exactly slow for a 2.0 either, is it?
No, it should be a lot of fun, but it doesn't have any forward-facing guns, which
Well, that's
limits its.
But you got better defensive. That low tail gun is going to actually help quite a bit, because one of the problems you get quite often is them coming sitting behind you on your tail but below you. So you've got to either hit the what's it called? Yeah, that's a physical bug. I mean, looking at the tail whilst flying, that thing's not even connected.
Right.
So yeah, there's no way that's what's it called.
All right, so move on to the Type 93.
Okay. Just because you want me to.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm actually looking forward to this one.
It is the first missile SAM for Japan, and it is entirely anti-air only.
Oh, this is literally a Japanese Humvee.
Yes, it's a technical.
Yeah, practically. I can test drive this as well. Yes, I'm so glad I ground up that Japanese.
It has IR guided missiles, so if you get it to trigger and lock on, yeah,
9.3. It's 9.3. So it's
yeah.
It's what did you say the missiles? What did you say the missiles were grounded?
IR guided.
So
They're basically like AIM 9Bs, you know.
there is one downside to this. It is going to be no use against helicopters. The KA-50's got a 7.5. This is a maximum lock-on range in rear aspect of 5.5.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue.
Test driving.
It's a blast to drive.
But then again, I don't care, because you're 9.3. You don't really have to worry about the KA-50s as much.
It's a total meme. There's no question.
So, how do you need to lock on?
Left control is what I had for lock on. I don't know if that's default or not. It turns on the seeker.
I haven't updated my controls for Here we go. Where's the other one? Where is the other one? Downside, you don't have radar.
Yeah, no radar. You have to visually track, but you can, turn on your seeker and see if it'll pick up something.
Yeah, well, I've just launched that one, and it's so mobile.
And just so we're clear, it does not float.
What the?
I wonder if you can roll this thing.
See?
I'm gonna try and roll it.
Where's the bucket of food?
You gotta test for that roll.
I'm driving now. I already sunk it, so I got to see if it'll roll.
I already sunk it. Can you imagine if we were actually like official testers for the United States?
Oh my heavens!
Is this being?
Manufacturer
Oh,
to
we
test
can
a
have
new
it?
product? What? Well, I've sunk this one. Get
Thank
me
you.
another one. I need to test if it
That
can
one?
manufacture. What? You know,
I gotta open
official
it.
tests. Gotta see if it rolls. Gotta see if it sinks. Or if it can float. But it says so in the spec, right? You never know.
Thank you.
Oh, I just love this speed. Right. Roll. Wow, that. Okay. That is obscene.
It didn't roll, did it?
No, it went on two wheels for a bit, but basically what I did with my test, I don't know what you did to try and roll, but I basically, do you know the trenches around? I basically clipped one of the trenches and spun it hard to the left as I clipped the trench, and nothing.
Well, I'm on the road right now getting up to maximum speed.
What is this thing's maximum speed?
I'm currently at 87 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's good speed. This is basically the R3 of high tier. Even though you can't kill enemy tanks with it, you can still piss everyone off. Okay, no. Wow.
No, it just does not want to roll.
I've literally put it on. That must have been about a 70-degree angle, tilting on its right side, and it's still rolled back over.
Are you having too much
Even
fun?
though I was deliberately
Are you
turning
having too much
the
fun?
opposite way to try
Of course.
and make it roll. This thing does not want to roll.
Don't
And
have
I
too much
don't
fun.
think it's meant to be like that. I think that's a bit of a design bug due to the fact that this is the dev server and it's probably not ready yet, but I do like this thing.
This is definitely way too much fun to drive.
Yeah, you don't have a combat speed though, you have to stop to fire.
Yep. But since you're supposed to be pointing at aircraft anyway,
Yeah, but if you're running around taking cabs, so you're going to relocate. We definitely need to bring this. This is, oh no. This is going to be insane in squadron battles.
as a capper and a gun.
Because it's got all aspect lock on. You literally, I mean, how long does it take to lock onto a target? 2 seconds max?
Yeah, about.
2 seconds, a jet isn't going to be able to travel 3 kilometers in 2 seconds. It's gonna
Ah, nope, did not. I can't roll it. I just can't roll it.
I can't either. It's going to do a damn good job trying, but it is not going to be able to travel. I'll probably get half that distance in 2 seconds. Which
And just so we're clear, you cannot fire without a lock on.
nope. So you can't dump fire it into tanks.
Correct.
Which, to be honest, you know what they need to bring out next? One of these that dump fires.
Oh yeah.
We've already got what's called, and I'm pretty sure there are versions of this that do fire ATGMs. Well, not ATGMs, ATMs, anti-tank missiles. It just fires dump-fired anti-tank missiles.
Right.
We like basically the what is it? Type 70 MLSR.
MLRS, yeah.
MLR.
Type 75 MLRS. Okay, so just to make this official, the Type 93 is a BR 9.3 on the dev server. It has an 80 millimeter Type 91 launcher, a top speed, according to the stat card, which is probably wrong, of... Where'd it go? 125 kilometers per hour. I think it should hit that. I couldn't hit it even downhill on a road.
Well, that's the problem on this map. The roads are still dirt roads, so you're not going to get your full speed. To get 125, you're going to need a paved road. So I think
Yep.
that.
Let's see if we can do that.
Can you even test it on Poland?
No, because I'd have to buy the tank. I'd have to buy the research and stuff.
What to do? Here's an idea for you here, and for anyone who's watching, take it up with Gaijin. On the test server, instead of always going on this, just basically allow us to pick the map to test it on. Like, do you know how we pick our ordnance, our fuel amounts, all that stuff?
That'd be kind of, I mean, it'd be kind of like doing a custom battle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, does Japan.
Well, hell, let us test custom battles. That's another good idea. Let us
Well, that would be nice.
in private custom battles. Custom battles where you can get other people in, that would be great. But
Yeah.
custom battles,
At least, yeah.
we don't want to. Yeah, at least do it private custom battles. That way we can put AI tanks in and we can run around in the vehicle and test it to its fullest before we actually go and buy it or whatever.
All right, so we're moving on just to the heli tree. It's going to be fun. It really is.
I don't want to.
I don't care if you want to or not. I'm moving on to the helicopter. You can stay on the Type 93, but I'm moving on to the helicopters. All right, so we've got the.
I'm grinding for that when the patch drops.
I am too. Well, I'm almost done with the Type 90B. So as soon as that's done, I'm gonna jump straight to this.
I'm 16,000 off the Type 16, so me then moving over to Type 93 would just go hand in hand with that 93, and then I can research the Type 90 later.
All right, helicopter tree. The tree is short. AH1S early at 9.3.
Now, if I believe what I've read, the AH1H. No, not the AH1H. Sorry, the AH1 early. The 1S early is going to be a early version of the AH1G. It's not going to be AH1G itself. It's going to be an earlier version. The AH1S was the S was the letter designated for export versions to Japan.
Yep.
So the S doesn't mean that it's a later model than the AH1G.
Yes. However, this one's getting tow missiles.
Yes.
So, either way, you're still going to get tow missiles on this, which the AH1G does not get. But it also is at BR 8.0.
So the AH1G was the first one that ever came out. It's the initial production.
Right.
The AH1G is. So you can't get any earlier than that. The AH1S is the the AH1S is basically an AH1Q. The AH1Q is basically it has two 4-pack tow launchers and a telescopic sight unit. That's what the AH1Q is. So the AH1S early was the AH1Q upgraded with the tow system. So it actually had the proper full integrated tow system rather than having a telescopic sight unit to it had the full computer scanner thingamajig.
Right. Well, we got to have all the right thingamajigs. The AH1S basically just gets tow twos. I mean, it's got a whole line for that.
The AH1S is a more powerful version of the AH1S early. It's got a better engine, and that's mainly the difference between the two.
And the AH64 DJP gets itself some Hydras or some AGM 114K Hellfires. Including, yep.
Hellfire 2s.
Hellfire 2s.
Get Stinger missiles.
I'm going to grind these helicopters. I'm really going to be sad as I do it because those are a really high costs and really high research point costs.
Yep. Now, one thing I want to point out is when this patch drops, we will have two SPAA guns on the ground that are launching infrared missiles. The Sidam Mistral and the Type gobbledygook Type 93, which is now my most fun tank in the game. I'm sorry, but the M80 has been replaced. So, yeah, we've now got 2 ground SPAA that can lock on from all aspects, and we've got lots of helicopters with the ability to lock on from all aspects with air-to-air missiles. However, looking at it, we only have 2, 3 if you include the 2 different variants of the Phantoms, or 4, 5. We've got 5 jets that have flares. The MiG-21. Oh shit, I didn't know the MiG-21 doesn't even have flares. Wow, okay. So we've got 3 jets that have flares. And those are all Phantoms. No other jet has flares.
Right.
2 jets. 2 doesn't even get them.
True.
The F4E gets them, the F4C doesn't. The British FGR Phantom gets flares. I know that for sure because I was having fun burning out open-top AA guns with them in a custom battle.
Oh no. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind for future reference. Okay, let's move on to fleet here.
I was going to say the last thing. Gaijin did say that they was going to introduce flares for more jets, including jets that did not historically have flares if they face infrared guided all aspect lock on air-to-air missiles.
I must have not seen that particular announcement.
So in this patch so far we're not seeing any more flares introduced.
I haven't seen any so far, and it wasn't in the patch notes.
Nope. So, the fleet.
Okay, IJN Tone.
For a second then I read that 610mm as a 610mm gun.
It still gets 203mm cannons and 127mm to back them up.
Yep, it gets 8 20cm cannons with a nice armor pen of 205mm at 15,000 meter range. You are going to be enjoying anyone you're going to town on.
Just open fire. Yep.
Armor is actually pretty good on this one. I mean, it's 65mm towards the top on the side, but your plunging deck armor, that's your weak spot. You're weak from plunging fire because your deck armor, or I say deck armor, the lower armor is only 56mm, and at the front, 31mm at the back. This ship is so big. 31mm in the middle, 56 at the front.
Do you think with the size of naval maps that plunging fire will even become an issue?
Plunging fire does become an issue, and I know this from when I've played my 5.7 German Prince
Eugen.
Yeah, that. When I played that, plunging fire is actually an issue. Because in big ships like that, you are starting to fire from 10,000 meters away or further on the big maps. So plunging fire does actually become an issue. Now,
Okay.
looking at the layout of the armor, your ammo your ammo stored inside is quite well protected.
It's sitting in the middle of fuel tanks.
Yes, but the armor around it, you've got 56mm above, you've got 145 above the waterline, and then you've got 75 below the waterline. So that's quite good. Your fuel tanks and your engines aren't quite as well protected, but they still got decent protection. 45mm below the waterline, 100mm just above, and then a further 65mm above that, and 31mm. So from plunging fire at an angle that hits your side armor, you got decent protection. But if it comes down above plunging fire on your actual deck, if it hits your deck instead of the side of your ship, it's going to be a bit of a problem for you. It will go through and hit your engines. But you do have the Citadel on top there, so they do have to go through that as well.
Good deal. I think that's everything for... Oh, you want to go through the armament too?
Well, not much to be said about that. 820 centimeter cannons in 4 twin turrets. Then you've got... What's that? 8?
5 inches, then 12, 24, 36, 25 millimeter autocannons, and in 12 mounts, an additional 8 25 millimeters and double mounts, and additional 16 25 millimeters in singles. So it's going to be another AA monster, except for the 25 millimeter wasn't good at AA. It's just going to give volume of fire.
That's pretty much what it's going to be. Volume of fire, that's pure. You don't get to swap out your ammo belts for those either. You're limited to basically AA. Now your 5-inch guns are dual purpose, so you can stick fuse shells on them, which will help with high flying bombers. The 25 mils are going to be more for your torpedo bombers and your low altitude bombers, but for those that are going to be set up at like 4,000 feet, just dropping bombs and orbiting and going back to refill and climbing again, your 5-inch has fuse shells. You've got a decent chance of bringing them down. It's a decent
All right.
for a ship that size.
True. And that seems to be the theme on a lot of the new editions.
Yep. Right, so moving on.
Out of Swift. We are, by the way, on a live stream, just so you know. We're discussing the new patch update. You don't have, not a problem. You can be here. I just want to let you know what we're talking about.
Alright, so China is surprisingly not getting anything new for the year.
Yeah, I believe that is correct.
But they do have a couple of new tanks on the ground.
Wait a minute, they are getting an F-86 F-40.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, missed it. It's a 9.3, is practically the same as the Japanese F-86 F-40.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, and the, is it Italy that was, Sweden, sorry, also gets the F-86 F-40?
Somebody else is picking it up. I think it might be France. I don't know. We'll find it when we get there. Army-wise, I got the ZSD-63, the new AA gun.
Yes, I actually want to take a look at this because I want to know what ammo it's pumping out.
63 millimeter pins with an APT.
That's gonna be insane at 3.7, 4.7.
Exactly.
That's faster fire rate than a verbal or an Oswind. This is the new AA gun for the Chinese.
Right.
Yeah, Laporta, we are also streaming live. But yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear Laporto come in.
yeah, he just said
I am here.
That's why.
Hey, Laporto.
That's right, so turret rotation rate 47.6 degrees, which is going to be good. This thing's going to be mobile by the looks of things. 14 tons with 369 horsepower, top speed at 65. Armor is mediocre, 8 mil side, 12 mil lower glacis, 10 mil.
Sneeze on it, it dies.
8 mil on the turret, so you can literally get up close. You get up at range, you can pen it with a 30 cal.
Yep. And you know there's going to be somebody in a British, Hurricane or something, plinking at it with 30 mils, just 30 cals, just to make sure they can do it.
But also the crew, the commander's head sticks above by quite a bit, and you can just get the caps on the gunner and the loader, so you can kill the commander outright with a machine gun round without having to try and aim, and then you can try and volley in at the gunner. So he sticks up above the turret as well slightly. So if you've got some distance where you can volley machine gun rounds into the turret and kill the gunner as well. Armor-wise, it does have, and interestingly enough, it does have a actual internal armor around the engine. It's only 5 mm thick, but it's kind of something unique that you don't really see at BR 3.7. But ultimately, this is going to be dangerous. The main problem it's going to have, though, is the reload speed on it is 32.5 seconds. Now, I'm not sure if it gets 240, because it gets 480 in total, but I don't know if it has magazines. I don't know whether it's got magazine. It does look like it uses magazine boxes, so I don't know whether it's going to fire and then reload, fire say 60 rounds per gun, so 120 rounds in total, and then reload, or whether it's going to be firing 240 from each barrel, empty it out its ammo completely, then you go to a cap and reload. Not sure.
Right. We're going to have to find that out the hard way at some point in time.
Yep. Now this
Okay.
we have to find out the hard way about.
You can test drive it, right?
Yep, it's premium T69 2G.
T69 2G. Okay.
So, from what I can tell, this just looks like a T54/T55.
I do not like its reload rate already.
11.1 seconds is actually about right for its Russian compatriot. I believe it's a... I think it's a T54, if I'm honest. Might be a T55A, but I think it's a T54 looking at the turret. It's always hard to tell with the freaking Chinese copies, because they never keep it simple.
Yeah, that's the main problem.
Oh no, it's based off the yeah, it's based off the T54. So yeah, it's basically a T54 with error armor on and a 105mm cannon in. Same reload rate.
Stabilizer's good though.
Yes, but interestingly enough, it gets a fuse shell.
Which tank are you looking at?
We're looking at the T60.
9-2G Ninja.
There you go.
It's new premium. So I'm actually going to try out this fuse shell. I mean, it most definitely won't do anything against tanks. It's only got 21mm of armor pen, but we do have a Swedish AA gun here.
Did that fused shell do anything for you?
So I think the fuse shell is actually detonating before it hits the tank. I can't quite tell. Hang on, let's try something. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so the fuse shell is literally, by the looks of things, just to take out enemy aircraft. Because it does have a proximity trigger radius of 15 meters. But
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be.
has to travel 500 meters to arm the proximity fuse. So against any aircraft that whizzes by your face, it's not going to do anything. They're going to be too close. But against an aircraft that's lining up for an approach, or something that's flying away after doing a bombing run, could be quite deadly.
It could be. It could very, very well be. It depends on how good the people are shooting it, though.
Yes.
And by the way, we've got several watchers on the stream now. Welcome, everybody. We definitely have some calls for some information we're going to be getting to in a bit here. And we'll keep on trucking. We just finished with the Chinese ground tree. China doesn't get anything naval, does it?
No.
No.
That's a Sabo shell.
It's pretty good.
I actually think I need to fire it again. Hang on. Yeah, okay, it was just weird. For some reason, when I fired it, it actually travelled up above the crosshairs, even though I don't have my elevation set to anything. Which I thought was a bit weird, but I must have just gone over a bump, even though it is stable.
Right.
Alright, so that is China done. So
France. Italy. Italy, you're right. Italy's next.
Stop skipping.
Well, I wanted to. No, I don't want to.
You got the one you're looking for.
Fine. Some people. Italy.
Come on. Why did they put the F-104 after the Sabres? I haven't got them. I've got the
And I just wanted to see your reaction when you saw that because I knew that's what you were going to say. F-104 is at the bottom of the tree underneath the F-86K. Let's see, I think that's the only air addition to Italy.
Yep, it gets Zuni rockets. It can carry 2,000-pound bombs. Mighty Mouse rockets. And AIM-9B Sidewinders do not get any better than AIM-9Bs.
Still a pretty good amount of ordnance loadouts for ground pounding.
Rate of climb is impressive at 44,000 feet a minute.
Yes. I actually did an entire video on the F-104S this morning.
I do want to get this purely because of the roll rate is going to be insane.
That's what I'm expecting.
That is literally the only reason why I want it. I don't care about the fact that it's really fast. I don't care about the fact that you can't turn. I don't care about the fact that you have to be fast to land, otherwise you're just going to fall out of the sky. I just want it because I'm going to be freaking throwing up from doing that roll rate. I'm going to do that. Just start rolling in that thing and see if I throw up.
I'll bet you do. Okay, so we got it's looking good. It's got a pretty good those numbers. It means it's going to move fast, and when you lawn dart, you're going to lawn dart at Mach 2.
Okay, so moving on to ground.
Italy is actually getting a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, mostly lower tier.
Yep.
From the bottom. Yep, the M3A3 at BR 2.3 with a 37mm cannon. I don't know, 2.3. I don't think this thing's going to be able to do much.
It's essentially the same as the M3A3 and the American Tech Tree.
Yeah, and I don't remember it being very good.
What this M4 hybrid is.
You know, I looked at that earlier, and I have not been able to see any difference. It carries the same M61 shot, the same M72 shot, the same M48 shot as the regular ones. The turret does not look unusual. It's really just kind of a M4 Sherman. I mean, maybe the turret's from a different model of Sherman than the body is. That's a possibility. It looks like the M4A4 turret and an earlier body.
So I'm just googling M4 hybrid at the moment, seeing if anything comes up. Let's see.
Pretty standard Sherman style specs: 75mm cannon, 38 kilometers per hour, 31.5 tons, 354 horsepower at 2400 RPM. Whole turret armor is pretty garden variety.
I like it how apparently a P40 is comparable role and performance to an M4. Don't think Wikipedia says it's true. It's a load of rubbish.
I know. Okay, so that's that guy.
So we do have an M24, as you said. We've also got the M4A4, which, as we all know, is an M4A4.
Right, and an M24. It's just an M24. And they've added an M18.
We have the M18 for the Italians now. But what I am interested in is the Sherman 5C.
Yeah.
Because the ship
Okay.
is a Firefly, but the M4 Tipo is also a Firefly. They both use the 17-pounder cannon.
Yeah, 76.2 millimeter gun, and it does have APDS.
Yep.
There you go.
Does that one get APDS?
Yeah, 228 millimeter pin at point blank range.
Well, why didn't they just bring that out for the M4 Tipo and boost the... Why do they have to make it so we have to grind another tank? Why can't they just bring it out as a modification and then up the battle rating of the M4 Tipo?
Oh, my heavens.
Here's a new tank for you to play with. It's gonna be fun. Here's a new tank for you to play with. It's gonna be fun. Oh, by the way, it's exactly the same as the old tank. It just gets another shell. We're just gonna make you grind 54,000 research points, then make you spade it all over again, just so that you can play with Sabo shells at a higher VR. It's like the Challenger, new Challenger all over again.
Yes, it is, and we know it.
Right, I think that's it for ground battle. Italy gets Italians.
I believe that's correct. Between a stock M18, a stock M24, what looks like a stock M4, a stock M3A3, stock M4A4, and another Firefly. I think that's everything.
They're not getting anything new for helicopters. However, we do have a whole new fleet for anyone who cares about ships.
Well, and that takes care of all three people that care about ships. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Rather than go through the entire fleet, let's just quickly kind of burn through what we got here.
I was going to say, in fairness, the one I'm bothered about most is the Trento, because I've read about this ship and it's pretty impressive. It was pretty advanced for its time.
Hang on a second. Heavy, yes, indeed. Rangefinders go out to 6 kilometers now. It's in the patch notes.
Woo woo.
Woohoo!
You can now rangefinders go up to 9,999.
Oh yeah, the rangefinders do, but the actual markings in your scope will go up to 6 kilometers now.
Yes, your crosshairs go up to 6 kilometers, so you can now snipe at those pesky helicopters, because you can actually range find them and get an accurate range for those hovering flyboys as well. As long as they're not KA-50, you're still screwed.
Yeah, but even the KA-50s tend to get closer to that.
Actually, Dad, link me your Twitch stream so I can actually see what people are posting in chat as well.
All right, let me see. Hang on a second.
Can you imagine if someone made a torpedo that travelled as fast as a air-to-air missile but in the water? Imagine a torpedo going Mach 2 underwater. They'd just be like a massive trench in the water where it's just been.
He would be amazing. Okay, so if any of these particularly jump out at you as being ones you want to take a look at, because otherwise I'm just going to quickly hover over each of them so that you can look at the stat cards and move on.
Well, first off the Trento, because it's a Trento. I did read... They've got a weird one. I'll have to try and find it, but they do have... Oh, the premium...
Spavi aerial?
Because that just looks like the Japanese PT boat with the minigun, but it's got a 76mm turret instead, so that one should be interesting.
You'll have to definitely see the picture of the Artigliere at 4.3.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, you have to see the picture. Exactly, the white box. Spavi aerial actually looks very interesting. They put out a dev blog on it, I believe, just the other day with the introduction of the premium packs. And, it's going to be a fun one, I think. Just because, hey, it's a PGO2.
I was going to say it's literally a PGO2, but you get a 76mm cannon that has ridiculous fuse shell, and you get 85mm semi-armor piercing shell, and then a 50mm penning HE shell. And if you didn't think that was good enough, it has a 0.7 second reload rate.
Yep, it really puts out the lead.
It's basically like an automatic gun on a ship.
That's exactly what it is, in fact. By the way, I laughed because on the stream, BVVD could not actually shoot down an aircraft with this thing. even with the lead indicator.
Oh yeah, it has radar as well. Okay. What's my? Oh,
I don't remember what mine and naval is mapped to, so I'll have to mess with that later. Anyway, that should be a lot of fun for those who want to spring for the cash for it. And guys, I am not putting off to showing you the Mirage. We're trying to go through things in an orderly fashion.
yeah, I ain't even gonna bother setting up my radar controls. I need some controls. I accidentally overwrit my realistic controls with my sim controls. Or it was by default, so either way I messed up one of them and then I fixed one of them. I need to go back and fix the other.
We'll have to come back. I'll have to come back at a later date and kind of go through the entire Italian tree. That's just a little too much for right now.
Yep.
Let's jump over to France.
Do aviation last, because we got people who are deliberately.
Of course we're going to do aviation last. First up is the D2.
Because you know, 1D is never enough. You gotta have two.
Oh, of course. And I know exactly what that reference is.
I know you do. I wouldn't have said it if you didn't. Now, looking at the armor on the front, 40 mils is not bad, but it's not effectively sloped. But you are at 1.3, so the Swedes will go through you like paper.
Yeah, and it's slow. And the reload rate for this BR is kind of slow too.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, yeah.
That is slow, seeing as though you got British tanks that reload in like 3 seconds. The shell is an ADC. Now, if I remember correctly, the APC, the early ones, weren't that bad, but there are better shells around there.
Maneuvers like a brick.
Doesn't surprise me. It's French.
Okay, let me see. Do they get any other ground tech? I don't. There was something else. M4A4. They got an M4A4 and they got the AMX-13 M24. M4A4, it's an M4A4. AMX-13 M24 is an M24.
Yeah, doesn't it have the AMX turret?
You take a look at it.
Yes, okay, so it does have a AMX turret. It does have an well, no, it doesn't. Okay, it's weird, sorry. It's vice versa. It's an AMX hull with a chaffy turret. That's just weird. That's wrong.
And that's not really a chaffy turret either. I mean, it's sort of patterned after it, but look at the way it's like got that mouth thing underneath the front plate up front.
I think what's happened there is the actual Chaffee's turret fits a smaller turret ring, so they've had to sort out the turret ring. You've got that whole thing that lifts up.
Yeah, it's kind of welded together. You can see all the weld lines on it.
I do not like the look of this thing.
It is really ugly.
It's just the whole It's like also the turret's made from a different metal. It looks like it's made from a different metal from the hull at a certain angle, so it just looks like it looks like someone's been playing Dr. Frankenstein.
Pretty much. Okay. Turn the hanger.
It's alive.
Mobility and firepower is pretty much on par with an M24. Let's go ahead and just take a preview. Armor is non-existent. It's about like an M24.
It's got the same engine as the AMX-13, so it's basically the same as an AMX-13's hull with an M24's turret.
Doesn't have a stabilizer. I didn't even notice.
No. No, it doesn't have a stabilizer.
Yeah, no stabilizer.
The M4A4 is nothing unique.
Right. And that's everything for ground.
Think of the M4A4 is basically the same as the M4A4 SA50, but you don't get the awesome gun of the SA50. You get the standard 75mm M3 cannon.
Absolutely. It's exactly what it's like.
I still haven't unlocked the AML 90. I need to do that.
Okay, nothing new in the heli tree.
I read something about that tiger. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's the UHT. Then that's over in a different tree.
What's the tiger's designation again? EC-665.
Correct.
Yeah, fair enough. I was wrong. You're right. It's not nothing changed for the tiger. It's something else. Alright, so nothing to do with the helis. So,
On to the aviation tree.
oh look, nothing new for France.
Not a thing.
Let's
Oh, the dagnabbit, there is a Mirage 3C at the bottom here. I better take a look.
yeah, people won't be happy.
All right, 2,166 kilometers per hour at 13,000 meters with a max altitude of 16,000 meters. Turn time of 29.6 seconds stock and a rate of climb of 110.2, or about half of an F-104.
Right, so this is the big kicker. So the Mirage comes with no offensive armament. You automatically unlock the two 30mm Diva cannons, but they're secondary weapons. So you carry them basically kind of gun pods. Now you can have these cannons alongside the Matra R530E air-to-air missile, or you can have the AIM-9Bs. Essentially, the Matras are your best ones to go for. Now, the 530E is rear aspect lock-on only, 15 kilometer lock-on range, 2.7 Mach speed, 15G maximum overload. So it's quite good. However, the 550, the Matra R550, 10 kilometer lock-on range, 2.7 Mach 2.7, 30G overload. Best air missile game at the moment. 30G overload, nothing's going to be able to outturn that. However, you can only carry 2 of those. You cannot carry any guns with them.
I will actually tell you that's not correct.
Oh yes, actually I've seen the one that allows you to carry 2 guns.
2 guns, 36 snebs, 1 Matra R530 and 2 Matra R550s.
So a loadout for just carrying the Matras and the 2 guns and nothing else.
I don't know, I've just was scanning through it, so...
Yep, found it at the very start. I missed that completely. So okay, so you get 2 of those, and then you can carry 2 cannons with 250 rounds. Now, I think that's going to be 125 rounds per cannon, so you don't get a lot of cannon rounds, but you basically guaranteed 2 kills. There you go, you're guaranteed 2 kills if you fire at someone's ass with those.
Gotcha.
Unless it's a Phantom. Unless it's the British Phantom or the Phantom.
Flares.
Flares. They are the only jets that get flares that can basically use them to avoid air-to-air missiles.
All right. Any questions about the Mirage over here, everybody? No? 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 Okay. I'll keep an eye on the stream just in case.
For the jets.
It's a pretty jet. It is a pretty jet. Don't be so picky. Just because it's not British, you just are getting a little bit of envy there.
Actually, I was going to say I like F-104 better.
All right. Let's see. That's it for the air in Italy in Mirage. So we go on to Sweden.
Now, there's nothing new in the air for Swedes.
And just the one tank for the ground, the Sturf 9056.
Yes. Now, I wanted to take a look at this specifically because it is weird. And this is the thing about the Swedish tanks. They're all weird. So, it's just dumb.
You know, Laporto, you could have just asked that question, out loud. I'm just saying, you could.
You guys research Mirage.
One writing mistake. Forgot the else.
Eventually, definitely not on the dev server. That's for me. That's for one thing. It's an awful lot of French aircraft to get there. Maybe not for Rising, but for me, that's weeks of grinding.
No, I've got to get through the Super Mystere 2, and then I can start researching Mirage. Interesting note about the Mirage that I've just realised: it is battle rating 9.0.
What is?
The Mirage.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, you do know what that means, right?
What?
They're going to say, "Where's our top tier aircraft?" Isn't that right, Laporta?
They've got the F100D. It's all they need.
Exactly.
They don't need the Mirage. Take the Mirage away. You've got the F100D.
Rising, we probably shouldn't be stirring that particular pot. Okay, Sweden. Okay.
When I get started.
I know, that's the reason why I'm stopping you now.
Right, so Sweden, as per all Swedish tanks at high PR, other than the license-built L2A, Leopard 2A5, and the other Leopard, which is the Strandwagen 121. Practically all the others have a 40mm Bofors cannon. Oh,
Right.
Don't forget about the 90120. So you're guaranteed to have the same Bofors cannon as the other STR F9040s. Funnily enough, the 9056 is actually just a later development of the 9040.
Yep, exactly. And it's got those two 150mm ATGMs. RBS 56s.
510 millimeters of armor. They also have a fuse sensitivity, and they've got a trigger radius of 3
That
meters
gives them an opportunity to take out helicopters in.
and aircraft.
Yeah, true.
Anything that flies within 3 meters of it is boom.
What is the speed of those ATGMs?
250 meters per second, so they're about as fast as the Striker missiles, the BAE missiles.
I see.
Yeah, looks like they should be a lot of fun.
Yep, it's a light tank, so it does get spotting capabilities. Unfortunately, I cannot test drive it yet.
Right, neither can I. So that's it for Sweden, isn't it?
Yep, there's literally nothing else I get in this patch.
All right, just because I had some technical difficulties at the start of the stream, the first little bit with the U.S. and German, and partway through the Russians didn't get... I'm just going to quickly give a quick pop-up here so people can take a look. HSTVL, 75mm XM274, 54.3 degree rotation, 5.5 second reload. Top speed is, I always lose it, 92 kilometers per hour. And it's actually a really maneuverable little critter. So,
Showing on yours.
what, for the top speed?
Yeah.
92 kilometers per hour, yeah, max speed.
Mine's showing 83 kilometers an hour max speed.
Well, Rising, you just obviously don't have the good dev server client.
I'm not joking. I'm looking at your video stream. I'm looking at the 2 kilometers an hour on yours, and I'm seeing 83 kilometers an hour. Hang on. Go. Right. You've got 1,007 horsepower on your engine.
That's what I'm showing.
I've got 575 on my engine.
See, now you even have the crappy version of the HSTVL. That's what you get for not liking American tanks so well.
Meh, maybe if you build some better tanks.
See, yeah, only one ammunition type. Now, there's a lot of mistakes in this. It should be able to do a burst fire of 6 rounds. It should be able to then reload the magazine and start over with an additional burst. there's a lot of things that are wrong here. I don't think they're going to fix them before it goes live because that doesn't seem like what they're going to do.
I don't think it's going live anytime soon, mate. There's a lot of bugs on this dev server that I've seen so far, so
Oh yeah.
they've got a bit to fix before they go live. Now,
To be brutally honest, I'm surprised that this live stream is going live today. I mean, the dev server is live today. I'd have gone another week at least, but I don't know. I just work here.
keep the hype going after they after they did the dev stream.
All right, F3H-2. A quick look at the modifications and loadouts here. Lots of options here, including a 3,000-pound bomb, AIM-9Bs.
I'll go with the A4B Skyhawk.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the A4B is probably going to be the better option. Although, according to this, the F3H will turn better than the A4B, which might make a difference depending on how they handle.
It will do. The F4H already F4H has a better turn rate unloaded than the A4B unloaded, so it will do.
As far as Germany goes, we've got some additions here. We've got a new G91R4 and an F86K. The F86K is identical to the other version in the other tech trees, and the G91R4 is identical to the one in the bingo. So those are good additions to the German tree. I don't know that they actually fill any holes, though.
The G91R4 kind of fills a hole for the lack of air-to-air missiles at 8.7.
True.
The fact that the G91R4, other than the Seahawk, the G91R4, I believe, is the next lowest for getting air-to-air missiles.
Yeah, 9.0.
Because, no, it's 8.7 with G91R4 is. Everything else at 9.0 starts to get air-to-air missiles. I think the G91R4 is the second lowest.
There it goes. Sorry, I was on Air Arcade for a moment. The horror.
Yeah, the horror. The F86K is identical to the, I believe it's the Chinese, and we went through this earlier. Is it the Italian, the Swedish? The Italian, yeah. It's identical to the Italian one, yeah. Now, there is a change to the helicopters. The Bow 105 PAH-1 and the BAH-1A1 now get night vision. It's not thermals, it's just your night vision.
That's a good change.
So you'll be able to fly in the dark now.
Oh, most of us fly in the dark anyway. And, of course, on the ground, they get the M48 Super, which actually looks like it's going to be really interesting.
Yes, it's basically got composite armor on, and it's actually a lot more mobile than the normal M48. It's got a 1500 horsepower engine. Now, the stat card, I believe, is pretty accurate on this one because it's close to what the M48 Super historically had. Engine-wise, gun-wise, and the gun is identical to the Leopard A1A1's gun, so the shells there are the same what you get with the Leopard A1A1. But test driving this, it was quite interesting to see how different it was with the other M48s. It's a lot more mobile, and turning on it is quite good.
Not to mention the fact that it's getting that wonderful German DM33.
Yes. That and even though the turret rotation is good, 22 degrees per second. Actually, hang on, my stat card's reading wrong here. It's 14 degrees per second. My bad. But yeah, the turret rotation is decent, 14 degrees per second. At 9.3, that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you add in that you can traverse on the spot at quite a quick speed for an M48 for quite a lot of tanks actually. It kind of makes up for that lack of turret rotation speed.
Okay, quick stop at Russia real fast here. They got a new Su-7B and a new ground vehicle. So let's take a look at the ground vehicle first. This showed featured on the live stream that Gaijin put out in just yesterday. I just got to find it. There it is. The Chrysanthemum S.
Yep.
and this ATGMs will be a lot of fun. Then the radar lock-on looks like it's going to be an interesting feature since it can lock on and track targets through smoke, though in the current patch notes that is not working properly.
I was going to say, I don't know whether it's going to be... Do we know if it's going to actually have a scanner, or is it just going to be similar to the side up where you can lock on but you can't scan?
It does not. It does have a scan function, as in the direction it's facing. It'll show you all the targets in that direction.
Right, okay. So, what will be interesting, because the actual launcher itself only has a maximum elevation of, I think it was 20 degrees last time I checked. Let's check again. Yep, maximum inclination of 20 degrees. And for the first time ever, the Russians, well, not the first time ever, but the Russians finally have another tank that has a maximum depression of 10 degrees. Round of applause, everyone. Gaijin finally did it.
Yippee! The other thing to remember is that these ATGMs have lock-on capability, so you can lock onto a tank with your radar, fire your ATGM, then immediately fire a second ATGM and manually guide it to a second target for near simultaneous engagement and destruction.
So, the radar can actually lock onto tank then, is that?
Yes, the radar can and does lock onto a tank.
Okay, that's just nasty. Now, my question though is, because the with your normal ATGM launchers, you can only, unless you're obviously the striker or the swing fire, because the ATGMs go off their optics and not where the actual launcher is facing. With the rest, they mainly go where the launcher is facing. So, because the launcher has 20 degrees maximum inclination, does that mean that you can only shoot up your ATGM up to 20 degrees, or if you lock onto an aircraft that's flying higher, are you able to fire the missile and then it will travel upwards towards the...
I don't know. I do not know. I can't confirm that.
Right.
Okay, and
It's positioned. Is it underneath the BMP 3?
it is underneath the Sturm S. Bottom of the tree in rank 6.
Which is underneath
Copy.
the I-1.
I see. Copy that.
Okay, aviation tree. We'll go down here and take a quick look at the Su-7B. Should be a pretty good ground pounder. It has a lot less options for ordnance than I was expecting, but the S-24s should be really good for popping tanks, as should the S-5Ks. Should do all right, but don't have near as much oomph to them. And if you're looking for something besides, you got a couple of 500-kilogram bobs. You know, take your pick.
Looking at the S-24s, they are quite heavy for their explosive payload. I mean, if you take, for example, the
Oh!
British rockets.
I do have to pause for a moment. Take a look at these specs. They are lies, 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 and statistics, because that is double the maximum speed on that the aircraft is actually supposed to have. So this is an example of a stat card that is entirely wrong.
What, the S-24 rocket?
No, the Su-7B. If you look at the, yeah.
I'm talking about the S-24 rockets. The mass of the S-24 rockets compared to the explosive mass, 235 kilograms compared to an explosive mass of 25.5 kilograms. That
Yeah.
to me sounds like an anti-ship rocket rather than a air-to-ground rocket.
Yeah, it could be, absolutely.
It sounds more like the Uncle Tom's.
I mean, the 3-kilogram S5Ks have way more TNT equivalent mass, explosive mass. I take it back. That's incorrect. I misread those numbers. But the S3K's got 3.24 kilograms at a 23-kilogram rocket. The S24s have a 235-kilogram rocket with only 25 kilograms of explosive mass. So,
sounds more like it's meant to pen through the armor of a ship before it explodes, rather than explode on contact and defeat the armor of a tank. But 25 kilograms of explosive power is still going to knock a tank out, but I don't think it's going to be the case of land it close and it will kill or cripple. I think you can need a direct hit like the Uncle Tom's.
all right. Let's see. Going down the patch notes. Look, the next section is new locations and missions. Kursk has been renamed to Fire Arc and has been improved based on feedback for the location. Hang on, Rising. I'll start up a custom battle.
Okie Okay, I'm going to set up my lineup.
Yeah. Okay.
Now the question is, what do I bring in my lineup?
I'd just bring something fast and something aerial. So one of each. You might want to bring something that can float too.
Oh, I better get out of this tech tree then.
You just might want to. It's just another spot to explore. Okay, since it's just you and I'll leave it at 4.
Okay. I mean, I can always bring a ship. That floats.
There will not be any spawn points for them. Oh, my friends list isn't here. Okay, well, fine.
Where has your friends gone?
Where have all my good friends gone? Long time passing.
Accept you as a friend.
Where have all my good friends gone? Long time ago. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
We'll put in. Let's put in my good old. I've got that. I'm gonna stick in the Sea Fury.
All right. Did you get my invite?
Yeah. Oh. Crap, that's not there. Go away. No.
How about now?
There we go. Hello there.
Hello.
Take it there's no bots in, so I shall go on the other team.
There are 2 bots going to be in. That was just enough so that if we had to hop out, one of us had to hop out and swap something, we could.
Oh, okay.
Still a pretty good idea to be on opposite teams for this one.
So what BR did you put the bots on?
Rank 1.
Right, so watch out for the roof mounts. You could have stuck them on air actually, some in biplanes.
Then we'd have to worry about the strafing.
Yeah, but wearing things that are impervious to 30 cal bullets.
I'm going to start in the air just because it gives me a good overview of the entire map here.
I shall join you. Now, are you bringing a jet or a...
A jet, but just for the speed.
Fine, you know.
You can... don't worry about it.
You're making me have to scratch my paint job.
Aww. The overall changes to the Kuban or Fire Arc map is that the terrain has been leveled to a certain extent. There's less of a hill in the middle, and the terrain definitely does not descend into the river like it used to be. This bridge is new, but it does not have completely go all the way over to the other side of the riverbank. And this cliff face is also new, so people can't just kind of poke over the back end of the embankment to play cheeky sniper.
Yep, they've redone the village up at Bravo as well, and now we've got an actual paved road running through it.
New paved road in the middle, and there are a couple of points where you can enter and exit the river.
I do have one worry about it though, and that is that with them flattening it out, it is now possible to snipe from one spawn to the other.
I think with the overall low rolling hills, it's going to prevent a lot of that from being an issue. What's really interesting to me are these apparent structures here on the edge of town. Why in the world would they add those there? Especially skeletonized like that. Look at the east side of Bravo. They look like aircraft hangars. Or like greenhouses without the house on the green.
Look like warehouses, yeah, skeletal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I think that's just kind of like more cover for you to.
I think it's specifically in a sniping lane. just to give it a little bit of a little bit of blockage there.
Whether they decide to add actual like walls and stuff to it will be interesting to see.
I think they're trying to remove. Oh, you know those structures? Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So I'm gonna get on the ground.
Okay, I'll be joining you in a moment here.
You didn't put helicopters on.
Not on purpose. I'm still working on the new system here.
Oh, they changed the way custom battle work.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just harder to find a few things, at least for me. They've added a few more buildings, and of course taken some away. And okay. You can stop trying to kill me. Not you, whoever's on the ground there. Actually, is that you? That is you, isn't it? That fire seemed a little bit close.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to notice that was me, not an AI. Right, so this road is not actually a road, it's a railway line.
It's actually a railway. Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yes. So, it does give you, in some cases, it's going to give some tanks quite a nice place to go hull down behind. To what effect that is going to be. Oh, it's so tempting. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Should have just shot you.
Yeah. I was distracted during the landing sequence. Pulled my gear back up instead of leaving it down, hitting the flaps.
Well, I think you would have crashed anyways because you basically slammed into a pylon and and kind of ripped one of your landing gears off on the.
Yeah.
So this is very weird. Now do you know where these warehouses are?
Yeah, I'm heading there now.
There's a little row of buildings along that train track. I do actually like these being here.
Wish I'd brought something a little faster than this, actually.
What did you bring?
Bradley. It just happened to be what was in the lineup.
For a second then I was looking at my team and I saw a BT5. I thought you were a BT5. So you're coming from the other side, aren't you? So
Yeah, here's my tracer fire. Okay, I see your tracer fire. Oh, the railroad tracks is actually elevated. I didn't see that from the air.
yep.
So that's going to give a few more cover options.
Yes, but not a lot due to the fact that the train track runs from one spawn to the other. So it's not the case of it's running across between them. It's running from one to the other. So you're not going to have like it in the middle of it that you can get hull down and shoot over.
Right, except for if you're working towards Charlie or Alpha.
Yes, if you're working from one direction to the other, yes. But there are several roads that are elevated that intersect across it, like this one here. Now this one.
All right, I see you.
Not a lot, but if you come back down here, your low tanks will be able to get a decent hold down position.
Okay, when I'm on the ground, there's a lot more walls on those buildings. Okay.
Yeah. It's just a bit fun. But yeah, so a tank sat here could get some decent fire over towards the ridge over there going.
Right.
And maybe have some sort of protection.
There's also this little dip right here, which is part of the original map, if I remember right.
Yep.
They've added more buildings and flattened the terrain.
I am starting to like what they've done with this. I like the fact that they've added more buildings here. It really does break up that line of sight. And I do like
Yep.
the fact that the terrain's a lot more bumpier with all these furrows and dips in the ground. There's a lot more kind of bounciness to the map and a lot more.
Yes.
stuff to just get hull down, and that's one thing that I've always found a bit lacking in this game across a lot of the maps. Is yes, there's a lot of hull downs to pop out behind, yes, there's windows to shoot from and stuff like that. And on a few maps, like on this map, Kursk, on Carpathians, there's a few dedicated hull down positions.
Pro tip: you will get stuck on this railroad car.
Me to bump you?
Give me a moment here. Let's see if I can get. Yeah, just push me off.
Alright, but yeah, so there are a few places where it's dedicated hull down positions made out of dirt and logs, but other than that, there's not a lot of natural hull down positions, and I think this map has the most natural hull down positions.
Okay, I'm off.
Yep. That I've seen with all these. I mean, the situational hull down positions, like for example, if
Yeah.
there's someone over by the cap there, you can get into a semi hull down position here.
Right, or even go on the backside of the railroad tracks for a little bit more,
Yep.
like at this here.
Yep. Or if you're a narrow enough tank, here you go, another one. Top of the hull's peeking over, but you still kind of, if you've got decent armor, Warrior and Bradley is probably not a good example. I mean, Warrior is a pretty high tank as well, but if you're in a Leopard, if you're in STB, if you're in anything like that, you can make it low down enough.
A lot more bushes too.
Yes. Now I'm going to go down and check to Charlie.
I'm going to see if they change anything at Alpha, but it didn't look very different.
Oh, we'll go Alpha first then.
No, go Charlie. That way you can tell me what's different down there.
Probably better if the viewers actually see it.
Okay, fine. Let's go to Charlie first.
No, I've already come this way. Go.
Fine, jerk.
Don't make me get my lighting out.
I couldn't even shoot over the top of you to knock down that porta potty.
So, other than obviously
Oop.
did,
Probably a 10-minute timer.
yeah, always put 6 hours on. So, from what I could see, A had, it looked pretty much similar to what it was previously, except for obviously you don't have the massive ridge where Bravo sat on now. The land's been flattened out, so it's not. There's still a small bit of a valley, but there's not that much of a valley. Can you put helicopters on?
Let's see. It's checkmarked. It says it's allowed.
Right, try disabling the check mark. And then there's a bit of a bug. This is on the live servers as well, where sometimes the check mark, you have to untick it, run a game without it ticked, and then restart the game, not the whole game, but restart the custom battle with the and tick the helicopters box again.
Let's see what happens.
Alright, so let's just go straight to A this time.
Okay, it won't let me spawn helicopters again.
Yeah, it won't, because you've taken the tick off. Hopefully,
Oh.
I'm trying to get the bug to reset, so hopefully next time it will allow the tick to come on. Right, so looking over to your spawn, you've got thermals on the Bradley, haven't you? I can see you. I can see you from my spawn.
That's not good.
Do you want me to shoot at you?
Go ahead, give it a shot.
Right, hang
No, I believe you, but go ahead and take the shot.
Yep, hang on. Okay, I did see you. I can't see you behind the trees. I know where you are, there's just a massive... Right, can you see that tracer?
Yeah, I can see your tracer fire.
Yeah.
So we got spawn-to-spawn firing options. Dang nabbit.
From the western spawns.
Okay, good to know. That's going to suck.
Yep, so spawn at the east. I think, to be honest, there might be spawn-to-spawn firing from my eastern spawn to your western spawn. There might be a bit of a ridge, but it's literally the case of you drive up that ridge and then you're there.
Well, the exception of adding the railroad track that was running through the area, so far I'm not seeing a whole lot of differences. I really can't believe anybody said, you know what, let's make it so we can shoot spawn to spawn, and legitimately thought that was a good idea.
That's the option I was looking for. Grass in tank site.
Let's turn it on or off.
Off.
A-cap looks larger. And it's got an elevated road running through the middle of it.
Right, that elevated road... Well, the fact that it's elevated is new, but there was a road running through the middle of it on the old one. It just wasn't elevated.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm jumping in now.
So we still got the Stug wreck, but I'm not seeing the KV2 wreck. Or the KV wreck, I think it was KV2, but there was a KV hull without the turret wrecked in here as well.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
So ultimately this looks like a decent hold down position. Or a decent hiding position for a low enough tank.
Like, say, something like the HST VL.
Or the ASU 57.
Yep. Okay, so this one looks pretty good. It's just, but it is larger. This cap zone is enormous. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think they've just shifted it down slightly. I think they've just shifted it down slightly.
Could be. While we're driving across here, if there's anybody on the stream that would like to ask a question, we'll see if we can get an answer for it. But it's been pretty quiet on there. What's your question?
Why am I still up at 3:15 in the morning?
Because the Gaijin added a dev server to the day.
Yep. Why did they unlock the devlet service at like 7 o'clock at night?
I should probably ask myself the same issue.
The question you need to ask is why are you up at 4:15?
And the real question you have to ask is, why are you here without being on the dev server?
Yeah.
Why am I still on? I do not have a good answer.
Beep, beep.
Do you want to have a discussion with my 120mm cannon?
Look, just because you have a 120mm cannon doesn't mean that I can't kill you faster than you can turn your gun.
Or at every problem is a
Really?
you'd be dead. You'd be dead.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's Bill.
Yep, uh-huh. A lot more of these low buildings, almost commercial-looking buildings. It used to be all houses. Now there's a lot of these low buildings.
Yep.
Okay, hopping through there with a big tank like this is not easy.
Hopping through where?
Those little dips between the roadway and the tracks. See, like that.
Can you imagine doing
Oh, check this out.
that? This old hump of dirt. Yeah, I noticed it earlier. Yeah,
Serious hold down position.
it's a full-blown road.
Really, you stupid bot? You had to capture the zone.
I'm gonna have to try and capture Charlie.
Don't bother. We're going to look at Charlie, and I think we're done with this map.
I want to get down over to the water.
Fine, we can capture Charlie then.
I'll slow down. Besides, you're on the other team. Oh. Yeah, you gotta stay on the road here. Get out the cap. Get out the cap.
I'll be out of the cap in a moment. Literally.
So this cap is a lot smaller than the one up at Alpha.
Yes, it is.
Like, a lot smaller.
And the buildings are generally arranged the same way as they used to be, just now at higher elevations. Oh, crap. Okay, so there is this spot right here where you can dip in, but you don't have near as much of a visual of the entire map from here. Still a pretty good one, though.
Now, one thing I must say is there's actually quite a lot of potential for the Striker and the Swingfire on this map.
I'll agree with that.
As someone who's tried to grind through them painfully because, let's face it, they're very bad at close range engagements. Oh wow, you're not joking when they said a cliff. So they didn't actually lower the map, they just raised everything up to the height of those hills.
Yes, and there's one thing else I just noticed. Look how shallow the water is on the edge. You might be able to drive a tank on that.
That's what I was wondering. Where's the...
Go to the left here. You can kind of see it from right here, but...
You know what?
You float, don't you?
No.
This terrain right here is really slow, I might add.
You might want to look towards me.
Looking.
Get towards the cliff edge.
Hang on. I'm going to get a little closer so I can get a view all the way to the bottom. Ready.
Calling yourself because you nearly did.
No, I didn't. Nowhere close.
Leroy! Made it.
And are you drowning?
Nope. I'm actually not even up. Not even up to the top on tracks. I'm like not even up to the top of the road wheels.
There you go. So you can, even with a regular tank, you traverse that area then.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, because if you can, A, it's going to be a great flanking maneuver, but B, you have to watch out because you get down here, if there's a tank coming the opposite way, unless you can kill them or he can kill you easily, it's going to be...
No cover. Yep.
It's going to be a standoff.
Pretty much.
Well, it's not the case that there's no cover, because there is cover, but it's a case of no one's going to want to move first because there's no cover that you can move to get a better shot. You pop out to shoot. If he's already sat watching you, he's going to shoot you first. If he pops out to shoot and you already sat watching him, he's going to shoot first. So, hi. That was beautiful. That was so.
Oh yeah, this shelf is very traversable.
Yep. Traversable enough for two tanks side by side easily. 3 at a squeeze. I tell you one thing though, if you go off the edge, you're done for. That is deep.
Yeah, it goes straight to deep.
literally straight down. There's no like angle to climb back up from. It's just you're in, you're gone, unless you can float.
Oh yeah, it is. Woo!
Are you going?
No, heavens no.
You nearly went.
I was watching. I was watching. The grass inside the water is kind of a new touch.
There's grass inside the water.
Yeah, there's grass in the water.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think that's enough trouble for this map.
Can you get round further around the other side? Does it go any further, or is this it?
I didn't check the shelf. What's the shelf look like?
Shelf.
It looks like it drops.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're going any farther, it's going to require a amphib tank.
But let's see. I just want to actually see if there's anything like any soft way to get down for amphib tanks, or is it plunge off the cliff further up? Because I mean, if there is a ramp going further down, then that suggests that.
And that's it. I'm going under. Oh yeah, I'm down. Though it drove quite interestingly along the edge for a bit.
Right. Yeah. There's no. Oh, there's a shelf. No, there's not. It's just like an outcrop. Wow, that is deep.
If you kept going along the river a little bit farther up, it looks like you could go to an area where the river drops, where it drops down to the river again. I don't know. Yeah, it would work. It would be right about. Can you see my plane? Right about there.
I'm not in anymore. I exited. I thought we were done, but.
Okay, no, it's fine. Oh, you're watching the stream? Okay, perfect. Yeah, right there. You could get back up. It should be within the area.
Oh, there. I think that's just on the very edge of the border. Like, literally, you're going to be getting return to battle warnings.
Possibly. But it's right next to that little town there.
It is quite steep up there as well, so. Unless you go slightly further up. So it's going to be pushing it a bit. Right, so moving on next map.
Campania. Ready?
Oh, did you take helicopters back on?
It was ticked back on, yeah. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's ticked on. Now, as far as layout goes, the map does not appear to be much different as far as like elevations and things. I think there's a bit of difference. Still some low rolly hills.
Elevation around elevation play around Bravo so that you can't shoot directly over the city. Because I know they mentioned that in the actual devblog for this.
Right.
They changed the elevation so you can't shoot over the what's it called? It's either that or they just raised the building height.
See how they bombed out the west side of the city?
Oh yeah, that looks like they've just gone and taken a B-29 and Tu-4 and just flown in formation.
But since they only bombed one half, I'm not sure what the result's going to be. You know what I mean?
Actually, you know what? Is it me, or is there a lot more rocks in the field?
Let me take a look here. It does seem like there's quite a bit more rocky
I mean,
outcrops.
yeah, I was going to say, I specifically remember that there's a couple more buildings. So, can you see where I am now? Can you see my tracer?
Yeah, I see it.
Like all these buildings here as well. I feel like there's like 2 or 3 more buildings added there.
It does kind of look like it, yeah.
They've definitely added a lot more buildings on the east side because there's a lot more buildings by the rocks. Like for example, what's this building here? That's been added. So.
Yeah, it's just a house.
Yeah, it's just a house. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think basically, I think what they've done is other than bombing out and removing a lot of the fences on the map, I think instead of actually playing around with the elevation mechanics of the terrain, I think they've just added a lot more rocks and buildings to cut the line of sight across the top of the city. Okay.
Time to switch to a tank.
Say again?
Time to switch to a tank.
Okay, I see how it is.
I'm just teasing, man. I'm just teasing.
Don't worry, I'll get my revenge.
I know you will. I'm going to spawn on the north end.
Okay. Where are we meeting?
Figure we can meet at A.
Alright.
Should have gone and picked up my M18.
I've actually got my AEC Mark II in my lineup of Nightwing though, it's faster on track. Oh, do you know what we should have actually bought? Orbals.
Obels, yeah. Okay, there is a little less undulation to the terrain on this side. Maybe not a lot less, but a little. And I do see what looks like more rock formations. By the way, this is stock. I don't have any FPE.
Yeah, well my lining was stock, so...
What did I crit on you? I don't think I got much anything.
Nope, I went into a tree. I rolled into a tree to avoid another tree. I'll take it.
Works for me.
Alright, so, meeting at A.
Oops, I screwed up the spawns too. Apparently it's set to 1 spawn only.
In a vehicle.
In a vehicle. Yeah, you can go to a different vehicle, and I've got the M3 Bradley, so I'll be there in a moment.
Okay.
I'm monitoring the stream on the side here, and I just saw the explosion of my tank, my M1 Abrams.
Yeah, I was streaming Postscriptum once, and unfortunately it was like one of the like I'd only been playing it like 2 or 3 times before, so I'm streaming it thinking it's okay. I've got a 5-minute delay on it. I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is fine. Of course, freaking on Postscriptum, you build fobs and defenses and all that sort of stuff, and you can see where your squads are setting up to defend or setting up to attack. So. Freaking, you got people on the other team watch my stream and they're like, the fobs are there, go blow up the fobs, are right there.
That's one of the disadvantages of it.
Around and then all of a sudden I'm looking in chat and it's like, yeah, and basically I'm looking in chat, it's like, yo, they're watching such and such stream. Oi, stop streaming. And I'm like, what? Oh shit, okay.
Still plenty of fences over here. So
Oh
a lot of fences on this side.
Whereabouts are you?
Basically a little bit northwest of A.
Alright, just keep going around that ring road then.
That's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, they cleared some sight lines through here.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean a view through the buildings and things like that.
Yeah, you've got a lot of windows and stuff that you can shoot through on the ruined side. So you've got to be very careful when you're basically driving around this part.
Yep.
You can have a time working with the engine out, poking the barrel through the corner of a building. It looks, I mean, I think what they're going to have done is cleared the fences down around Bravo and Charlie, maybe? Because they did say they've cleared a lot more fences, and to be honest, I mean, I'm seeing, like there, for example, on the right side there, they've got fences missing.
Yeah. Some of the fences are missing, like right here. Oh, look at that arch. That's pretty sweet.
I want to drive through there. Ooh, it's very, very...
Soft dirt. Yeah.
This was not a good idea, bringing a wheeled vehicle.
Yeah, more sight lines, and that arch is interesting.
That arch is interesting, but the arch leading to the area that it is in, this is a very open place now, so you can't exactly... I mean, on the east side of Alpha, you can sit in the... where did you go?
I'm a little bit to your west. Right here.
Right. Where's right here? You say right here and I look around and you're not there.
Rising. Stop. Back up. Look to your left.
That's my east.
I didn't say...
You said west.
I said your left.
Oh, it sounded like west.
Oh, well, no big deal. Gotta knock the statue down. Actually, isn't this statue new, or has it always been here?
I think that statue's always been there, it's just that you don't see it as often.
Because all the buildings, right.
Block the line of sight and you're more focused around the corners rather than looking at what's called.
Okay, these fences still look like they're still here.
I'm taking the arm with me.
Oh, well, you better drop it so you'll be disarmed.
Well, I need to drop it because it's slowing me down.
And I am not seeing much. There's one of my side tanks over here on Bravo.
Hang on. No.
Want to kill him? Thank you.
Somehow his driver and whole machine gunner survived. Alright, so first off, big difference is the fences. You had full-blown, tall fences here. Now you've got these little stubby things.
Oh, you're right. Those are shorter fences, aren't they?
Yep, so you can now shoot over it without having to knock one down if you've got a heat FS. Because before you used to have essentially these on the side. Other thing, you can shoot these down with a 30 cal now. You're looking on the left side.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that's an improvement. Another archway. I do like the fact that they've added archways in. I mean, it sounds stupid when you say it out loud, but it's still pretty cool if you think about it. Because they've used a different shape.
It's not just a square.
Yes, congratulations, we've upgraded from squares to half circles. Do you think next we'll get a full circle? Or will we get a triangle?
We just went past a triangle. Take a look.
Where?
Didn't you see the angles of the streets here? Practically a triangle.
No.
These fences are gone. They're just little posts. Ah, that feels much better.
There is a lot more dirt on here though. It used to be smooth road. Once you broke through that fence, it's now gravel. You know, on the other side of the fence it used to be dirt.
Yep.
You know, when you go over on it, it is just gravel. So they've definitely made it. there's definitely points where wheeled vehicles aren't going to be able to go around as fast. They are definitely going to have to be more aware of whereabouts.
Sorry, Mr. Statue. I just got damaged by my shot into that statue.
That was probably a HE shell.
Probably. Okay, let's see. Low fences over here.
Yep, no fences. Bombed out. Wow, this place is really hot. Hang on, I need to actually check out this place because there's a place that I usually like to sit here and ambush.
They've added some more derelict tanks on this road to block the sight lines.
It's going to be more interesting and allow you to move up and advance more. That's going to be actually quite good for tanks like Tortoise and Miles and stuff like that. Where you can
Yep.
use that to hide your lower plane.
Oh. Look through that. Look through that hole right there.
Right, move forward. Okay, so it's a bit too. I'm a bit too low, but I see what you mean about it. It's good if you've got the height for it.
Yep.
Now I'm just going to quickly turn right here because I want to check one of the spots that I usually sit at.
And they've blocked off some of the internal areas you could go to right here. There used to be a little internal courtyard right there, and it's missing now.
Oh no! What have they done?
Where are you at?
Right, go back to where we just came out from.
Okay, I'm over here.
Right, so this building, on the other, in the middle of these lot of buildings, there used to be a small little courtyard that you could get in from the top end here and from basically the inside. Like there was a little area opening down there. You can't get in there anymore.
Yep, that's another spot they've closed off.
That's annoying because that used to be my favourite spot on this map. Like I used to always race around, get in through this side, get in through the end there somewhere, and then friggin' sit looking out here. Because right here we used to, yeah, because I remember this car.
Yeah, yes, and I used to sit in that same spot because because it was the only secretive place you could sit over here.
I mean, if you was on, hang on, I need to check this because if I spawned where I spawn now, so that's where my spawn points were. That's where I'd sit. If I spawned where your spawn points are, I'd go over and sit in there. Oh, we've got a random dude behind us. Did you put a password on this?
No, I don't care if there's somebody else in here.
What if they start shooting us?
Ah, big whoop-de-doo. We blow them to pieces.
I'm only in an A. He's on my team. I can't.
Yep.
You see, they've blocked off all this over the left. I used to play around here as well.
It's actually a lot more open too.
Yes, I want to go down south and see what they've done with that whole ring area around here. Oh, he's General Dipple's typing in chat. Mountain says, "DM, please turn Rising's volume up. I can hardly hear him." Hey, Mountain.
Hi, Mountain.
Can you hear me now? I mean, I am talking quietly because it's 20 to 4 in the morning here, so people are in bed. So they've still got the fences up around here.
Is that any better, Mountain?
Hello. Can you hear me now, Mountain? Mr. Mountain. I like how I read in the chat. Laporta, you guys research the Mirage. No, listen, Mountain ODM, please turn up Rising's volume up. I can hardly hear him. And then it just says at the bottom, say something.
This area's got a little bit of a dip over here that it didn't used to have.
I think it is better now.
I'm coming to you now. Do you want to type to General Deadpool? I would, but I can't. I might have to actually sort that out at some point.
You would, but you can't what?
Ooh, there is a dip. Now let's check the... I'm going to start exploring the fields to the east. Because... Is he bullying you?
Nah, he's just parked next to me.
Ooh, mountain. SQB this on the 23rd, I think it is, this Saturday. It's the 23rd on this Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. It starts at 7 my time, which is like 3 your time, 3 Eastern time or something like that.
Oh, you just jade out.
Probably going to get in something faster. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to go and look in the fields and see if you can still snipe over from Bravo, from east of Bravo to west of Bravo.
Yeah, they've got this lowered area here. Some of the terrain has changed. It's a bit flatter. See how this area is not quite as high up as it used to be.
Why can't I see your chat?
I don't know. I did all chat.
I know, I can see that on your stream, but I literally can't see it. I can just see what Deadpool's typing.
I don't know. Maybe you have it disabled for on the dev server.
Oh, probably.
Options, chat.
Yep. I
Oh.
think my dev server settings got reset. Right, so definitely.
Can you see my text now?
Yes. Definitely seeing like the fact that we are definitely lower.
And there's definitely less of a rise over here.
Yes.
So, yeah, and we're lower than the town at some points.
Right. When we change to the new map, I'm changing tank.
Well, somebody blew up my good tank.
Well, someone blew up my perfectly good airplane.
And then he crashed his airplane. What do you have to say about that?
Worth it.
All right, anything else you're looking at?
No, I think we're good on this
We
map.
got 10 here and she's
Just
not
trying to
super
think.
happy.
Ooh, actually, I want to see the buildings
grumpy.
around Bravo because you can get in at
I'm still
there.
guys.
Do you know the buildings east and west
Couple
of
hours
how
now.
you can usually sit in there and stuff like that? I want to see where
Yeah,
you can
sure.
sit in and stuff. Did he shoot you?
Nope.
Alright. Wait, you're gonna have to ask him to leave. Either that or we have to make a new one. Because if he stays in, you won't be able to change the map.
Yeah, these archways are kind of fun.
Yep. So a lot less places to sit in. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. Like, for example, they've gotten rid of some good areas to sit between the buildings, but they have made it more open at the same time. The problem's going to be an aircraft. The problem is going to be the fact that there's a lot more, the buildings are more open, which means it's going to be harder to get into a place where the aircraft are going to struggle to bomb you. That's my thought at the moment. That's my first thought at the moment.
Okay, I'm going through the patch notes here. There's a lot of changes, but I think at this point everything else is like changes to base models and camper positions have been blocked off on a couple of maps. AI ground vehicles, damage model changes, things that we can't, that would literally be more than we could do. in this kind of time frame. So I think at this point I'm going to call it a night. Anybody in the chat have any questions before we start packing it up?
Anything you want to see, Mountain, before we pack up? Since you missed the, you might have missed the first part.
As reminders, under economy and research, the T55 AM1 is now BR 8.3, down from 8.7.
Don't remind me.
The KPZ70 is now BR 9.3, up from 9.0. And the XM803 is up from 8.7 to 9.0. The MBT70 and the KPZ70 now have a 7.5 second reload. And that probably justifies the change on the XM803. They do have some... Say again?
Go ahead. I was just going to say for a second, then I saw a car and I thought it looked like an R3. I thought there was a burnt out R3 on the map, just like as an actual placement sort of thing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Would be nice to start to see more variations, because if you look around, you see Sherman hulls, Panzer hulls, Tiger hulls, KV-1 hulls, Stug hulls, but
Right.
you don't really see
Abrams holes or
higher tier. It would be kind of more interesting to see the Abrams hulls, all of those.
Okay, they do have some new mechanics that they're listing here. Specifying a point on the surface through a third-person view by using sight or binocular for squad members, and that should pop up as a marker on the minimap. I don't have any way to test it, though. Does it require a keystroke?
Yes, it does require a key binding. So that's whole aiming mode, miscellaneous, crosshair lighting, active scouting, crew replenishment. Target tracking, zoom camera. Might not be in yet, because you can do it in aircraft as well, so it could be listed under common.
I'm looking at common right now. Set target for squadron.
Where's that?
Under basic, under common. I didn't want to put that key on it, though.
Ah.
And I don't know that I can do it since I'm not in a... We're not in a squad right now.
Should show up for you as well, though.
It's not doing anything.
Hang on. Jump over to my team, maybe? I mean, I'm on my own at the moment.
We'd probably have to squad up for it to work, I'm not sure.
You know, I'm trying to find you. But because the map's changed so much, I'm looking on you. I'm looking at the server, and it's like, where the hell is that? It's a blue building somewhere with a road at an angle.
A blue building somewhere, and you're on some grass. That doesn't narrow it down at all.
No. You could be anywhere on the map. We may. Right, where are you?
I'm at the south spawn.
Alright, let me just J out and get another vehicle. No, I'll spawn in next to you. Right, okay, I am here. We do have someone in a plane. Or something. Right. Oh shit, I'm at the top spot. Why did it spawn me all the way over here?
Well, we're running out of vehicles, so I'll just drive to you.
Yep, same. Is it me that I kind of want to shoot him down right now?
Is that Deadpool?
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Yeah, be nice. Is he actually hitting you, or just going in the area?
No, he's just, what's it called? He's just
Goofing off, yeah. Okay, I'm next to you.
You know, they could put it in the radio functions. Or the multifunction. Instead of having a separate key binding. Right, I need to find a key binding because mine didn't work.
Mine didn't either.
Maybe it's got to be on an enemy vehicle?
No, it doesn't have to be on an enemy vehicle, but I think we have to be on the same squad.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think you're right there. Hang on. Turn to hangar. We turn to hangar quickly.
Done.
His face is in, so. Alright. Invite squad. Are you out?
I'm out.
Go. Go back in.
It's nice to be able to look over and see my explosion just as I spawn back in.
Yep, saw that. I saw my own explosion as well.
Okay, it's... Ooh, vehicle of chosen crew mismatches the vehicle assigned at mission start. You cannot take it. Yeah. I'm not.
Do you not have anything?
Hang on. I'm going to switch back over to US. I was trying to start over, if you know what I'm saying, because I was running out of vehicles.
I'm running out of key bindings that I haven't already used.
Are you north or south? Never mind.
South. Ah. Coming to you.
It's not working for me.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think the controls, the option is there, but I don't think it's actually been sorted out yet. Kind of tempted to get into my G91.
Don't try and shoot down the nice guy who hasn't done anything mean to us.
Well, he's flying around in the new F3H by the looks of things. Is that the new F3H? No, that's not the new F3H.
No, it is not. Looks like, what is that?
Is that the Mirage?
A
I need to shoot him down to find out what it is. I mean, you could always ask him, but...
He hasn't... I didn't get any response when I talked to him. He's landing.
He'll crash. He's coming in.
Yeah, way too hot. I didn't see any markers on him either.
Nah, he's an enemy. What's it called?
Oh, I don't even see a,
A4B.
A4B. It was an A4B. Alright, well, I think we're done. Is there anything else?
Not that I know of.
They did change the respawn mechanics back to normal, so there's that. And they did a bunch of respawn cost changes for ground RB. There's a bunch of stuff. But I think that's a long enough stream for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.